Good afternoon, everybody. It's Jeff Goldberg for the Sales Pro Network. This is a special bonus edition. If our guest shows up, he's caught in a meeting, and hopefully he'll be here momentarily. Let's see. Today is Monday, August 21. If you've been with us before, you know that I'm a sales coach and trainer. I work with individuals and organizations internationally to help them achieve measurable and sustainable sales increases. And I founded the Sales Pro Network 3 years ago to elevate the profession of sales, for it to be a place where salespeople can hang out and network with each other, learn how to make more money, ask questions, get advice, and coaching, all that in one place, the Sales Pro Network. If you're watching us live today, please do put your name in the comments and say hello. If you're watching us live on Facebook but have not connected your account to StreamYard, it's just going to say Facebook user, so we won't know you're there. And if you're watching us on the replay, please put replay in the comments. I'm waiting for our guest to show up. I think he's tied up in a meeting. I just DM'd him, but haven't heard back yet. Hopefully he'll be here in a moment. Today I'm excited because I've invited a friend and colleague, Joe Apfelbaum. He's a LinkedIn expert. He is the founder of Evergreen Networking. He's also the founder of Ajax Union, a digital marketing agency, and he has become an expert in the world of artificial intelligence. Joe also has a course on AI, and I have a bunch of questions for him about how we can use AI in sales. John Hell, good to see you this afternoon, my friend. Thank you for saying hello. Let's see. No message from Joe yet. Hold on. You're watching live, and I'm texting him and saying we're live right now. Live right now. So if you have any questions for our guest, assuming he joins us in the next minute or two, then we will please put them in the comments so I can pass them on to him. Keith Simon, good afternoon, Keith Simon. Well, I think this is the first time you've joined us on the Sales Pro Network, and I'm embarrassed because our guest hasn't shown up yet. Okay, it says he's coming. He's looking for the link. All right, let's see if I can help him out with that. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. I'm just emailing it to him. Joe, link. Just emailed it. He said he's logged in but got a 404 error. Okay, hopefully he's going to be here just in a second. So if you have questions about, hey, Valerie Heffron, good to see you there. If you have questions about artificial intelligence and its use in sales, please do put them in the comments. Hopefully he'll be joining us momentarily. Keith Simon said, yes, it figures. Yeah, Keith, you show up and my guest is a little late. I've had guests show up just on the exact moment that we're supposed to be starting, which is always nerve-wracking for me, as is this, as I tap dance for you guys. Here we go. All right.
Well,
look at that. We do have an expert in the world of AI, Joe Apfelbaum. As I said, he had a client meeting that he had to take care of, and apparently he was a few minutes late, and then he got that error on trying.
Hang on, you're not tap dancing for us?
Say it again.
You're not going to be tap dancing for us?
I tap danced as long as I could, my friend. I'm glad to see you. Good. Please welcome. I've already introduced you, but please welcome my friend Joe Apfelbaum. It's so great to see you, my friend.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to see all you guys. By the way, I'm curious to know, do you guys currently use AI or you need to use AI? Put that in the comments. I want to see the comments flying right now. Do you guys currently use AI or you need to use AI? Because today we're going to have an incredible conversation with the most amazing comedian. To me, you were the winner, by the way, Jeff. You were the winner. You totally crushed it on stage. So well done.
Thank you, my friend. So what Joe's talking about is, I've mentioned many times before, I do stand-up comedy on the side. And last Thursday, I was in the finals of a competition called the Long Island Laugh-Off, where we had 15 comedians competing to be Long Island's newest favorite comedian. And I am not Long Island's newest favorite comedian. But thank you for saying that, my friend. Here's the truth. I had a great time. I think I had a good set, and I think the people who won deserved it. But let's get to you and AI. Joe, would you just give a brief background on who you are? I told them a little bit before who you are, but would you tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Joe Apfelbaum. I'm the CEO of Ajax Union, a business-to-business digital marketing agency, and we help companies by creating strategies and funnels for them. I also started a company 3 years ago called Evergreen Networking, where we train sales professionals on how to use LinkedIn. We teach them how to get leads on LinkedIn, and then Jeff teaches them how to close those deals and how to have conversational set of selling. And then this year, we came out with a software called Evy AI, EVYAI, that is an intelligent LinkedIn assistant. So it helps you generate posts and generate comments and generate direct messages and custom invitation notes on LinkedIn. So I'm really excited about this conversation because I've been digging deep into the world of artificial intelligence. I actually cloned myself, and this is not me. Just kidding. It's me. Sometimes I don't even know if this is me or some artificial version of me.
Well, Hank, having hung out with you more than once, this is definitely Joe. I know what the avatar looks like. Joe, could you start? It looks like some of our viewers are definitely using AI. Key Simon says he uses it. John Hill says he needs to use it with his organization. Val says just tried it for the first time yesterday to compose an email blast. Was impressed. And Bruce Castleman, who with BGK Financial, says he needs to use it. So, Joe, could you first start out by defining what is artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence means that it's a technology that allows you to use computers in a very smart way. Now, AI has been around for a really long time. But what ends up happening is now AI can speak to us like human beings talk. It could speak to us using natural language processing, NLP. It uses a large language model, an LLM, or a GPT to allow you to be able to communicate with it, and it can generate information and have a conversation with you. That's what's new about it right now. Last year, an organization called OpenAI, which was started by all the bigwigs in Silicon Valley, what they did was they came out with a third version of something called ChatGPT or GPT-3. And ChatGPT 3.5 allows us to talk to a technology, to a computer, and the computer responds as if the computer is human. And it's very intelligent, but the intelligence is artificial. It's not creative. It's a computer. It's not biological. It doesn't have our spiritual mind. It doesn't have creativity. It's literally a computer with zeros and ones, but it's able to mimic human beings. And we think that it's a person talking to us on the other end because it's really intelligent. Now, one of the things that you have to learn to do with artificial intelligence is to be able to prompt it. Just like what Jeff teaches in his sales training, that you have to learn how to ask the right questions. With AI, you have to learn to give it the right instructions. Otherwise, it's going to give you garbage. Because I say garbage in, garbage out. So if you want garbage from AI, it's very good at hallucinating and giving you a bunch of trash. So if you want to get really good information from the artificial intelligence, so it doesn't sound artificial and it sounds creative and human, then you need to learn how to interact with it. And we have a great course where we teach people. We have over 1,000 people that I got trained on how to use AI. We teach people how to interact with the AI in order to do business development, in order to do networking, in order to do marketing. And we actually give people over 1,000 prompts on how to use the technology.
So, Joe, I'm going to ask you for some very specific examples today, and you're going to share your screen, I know, with us and show us. But before we do that, what do we need to know about AI's potential for inaccuracy and inconsistency? Because I know sometimes it's not 100% accurate because like you said, it's not thinking. It's just scanning everything that's ever written that it can access and figuring out what actually applies. So sometimes it's inaccurate. And also, you could put the same input in twice and get a different output. What do we need to know about that before we dive in?
What you need to know is that AI is generative. What does generative mean? GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, which means it's generating information based on information that's out there already. There's a lot of inaccurate information out there already. And sometimes when it generates information, it didn't really understand what you wanted. So it just basically just spits something out because it has to spit something out. So if you tell it, make me a salad, it's not going to know what to do. And it's just going to basically just make a salad. It's going to just tell you add cucumbers and tomatoes and vodka and like whatever. It's just going to make things up because it doesn't know better. So what you need to do is learn how to validate information by asking it, what are your sources? And by being really smart with it. And also realize that it's not perfect. A lot of people try it and they're like, it's garbage. And they discount the whole thing. You discount something very quickly, you're missing out a huge business opportunity. Let me ask you a question. In the chat, let me know. Have you discounted AI because it wasn't perfect? Have you gotten turned off by AI? I'm curious to know yes or no, or what experience, what negative experience have you had with the AI that has kind of turned you off a little bit? I'm curious to know because a lot of people, I would say 40% of people, not all people, that I polled on LinkedIn, I polled over 1,000 people, 40% of people said that they would not really use AI yet because they tried it and they got turned off by it. Very interesting. But 60% of people say they still want to use AI because it saves them time and it saves them money and it saves them face because a lot of times you don't even know what to say. So you end up ignoring people. So it really saves a lot. And also, especially if you don't have the best vocabulary, it helps you say the right words. It helps you brainstorm. It helps you research. And so, in terms of like discounting it because it's not perfect, it's like discounting and walking into a networking event and looking at somebody and judging them by their clothing or judging them by their race or judging them by the way that they look because you just decided that this person's not good. So you're going to end up missing a big opportunity. So don't judge AI. Don't be an AIist. I like that. Don't be an AIist.
Joe, don't say that because some lawyer is going to find a way to sue everyone in the world because we're being AIist. I like this one. What about this question? I'm more concerned about the warnings we hear about stolen identities and things like that. Is that something we need to be worried about?
I definitely tell you to be worried about stolen identities, regardless of AI. Okay, because the biggest error that people make is being human. Writing is human, editing is divine. Somebody calls you up and tells you that they're your grandmother and they have your grandmother's voice. Don't trust that voice because now I can clone anybody's voice, which is hearing you talk for a minute. I can clone your face. I can clone everything about you, and your public data is out there. Like I know every address where you ever lived. I know who lived in your house in each address. There's a lot of information out there without AI even accessing the information. So I would worry about my identity regardless of AI. Lock down your credit. Make sure that you're looking at your bank statements. Make sure that you have insurance. If you have a business, get cyber insurance. I have cyber insurance in my business. Protect yourself. Make sure that things are PCI compliant. Make sure that you understand the laws and your local restrictions so that you comply with laws so that if something happens, you don't get blamed for it. Making sure that you understand how to protect yourself without AI is big. The second component is understanding what AI is capable of will help you protect yourself too. So if you think that someone can use AI to harm you, understand the capabilities. This is why I went to a place to learn how to shoot a gun. I'm terrible at shooting guns, but I learned how to do it because I have to understand the capacity of it. You have to understand the capacity of something that can hurt you so that you can tame it and you can protect yourself and you can understand it. If your grandmother suddenly calls you right now and it sounds like her, but she's asking you for your social security number just to confirm something and she's asking you to deposit $100,000 in a bank account, then you probably were going to ask her some questions that an AI can't answer about her relationships or about her personal trauma or things like that that she doesn't even, know that you can possibly ask her. So I want you to really think about identity outside of AI because, it's so much more worse without even AI.
So if I get something like that, that means I have to ask, what kind of cake did you make me when I was 8 years old that I love the best, right?
Yeah. Or what's your favorite color?
Fair enough. And let's go to the inaccuracy. So it sounds to me like it means we can use AI, but we should not trust everything it says. We should not just be cutting and pasting. We need to look at it, review it, edit if necessary, and then use what comes out of AI.
100%. Like I said, writing is human, editing is divine. I got that from Stephen King. I read his book called On Writing. So Stephen King is a very famous author who published a lot of books that are fiction, but he also published a nonfiction book called On Writing. And when I was learning to be a writer, and I've published 5 books, including High Energy Networking, which I have an image of it right here, I learned from him that if I don't edit, I'm a slob. When I read that, I was like, I don't want to be a slob. I don't want to be a slob. So don't be lazy. Instead, get results that are crazy and stop being so hazy.
All right. You're a poet. You don't even know it, although I think you do. So let's get into some specifics. I think that the thing that every salesperson is concerned with on an almost daily basis is, how do I make my life and my job easier, and how can I get more appointments? So how can we use AI for prospecting? I know I'm in the middle of a course that you're teaching on how to use LinkedIn Navigator. So feel free to share your screen and show us, or if you just want to talk, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'm definitely going to share my screen. I'm going to show you a few different things that you can do to use AI for prospecting. So I'm going to click present, and I want everyone in the comments to let me know if you can see my screen or you can't see my screen. Just say I see your screen or I don't see your screen yet. Let me see if I can click on LinkedIn. I'm going to press share. I'm sharing this tab right here. So you should be able to see it. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. So
I
Jeff,
just
you
shared
tell
it,
me.
Joe. It's on the screen.
Okay, it's on the screen and you can see it and everyone can see it. Guys, leave a comment. Let me know that you can see it. I'm going to close out all these little DMs on the bottom over here. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is every single day you need to be posting on LinkedIn. If you want people to notice you, you need to be posting. But if once you click on the start a post button, you don't know what to post on LinkedIn. So you can use ChatGPT, this technology that allows you to post on LinkedIn, or we have a really easy tool that you install as a Chrome extension called Evi AI. And when you click on Evi AI, it loads up here and it asks you, what is your goal and what is your tone? So, for example, your goal can be to provide value, your tone can be informative. And then what you can do is you can instruct it on the type of post to write. So, give 7 prospecting tips for small business owners that want more appointments on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm going to tell it to write me this post. I'm going to press generate. And what it's going to do is it's going to take into account 175 billion parameters of information. It'll also take into account who I am, Joe Apfelbaum. It'll also take into account my goal and my tone. And it wrote a post. Now, how long did it take me? In the comments, everyone write, how long did it take me to write this post? What are people writing? Now I'm going to edit it a little bit.
Nothing yet, but while they're writing, I believe this is a free extension, yes?
Yes, you can download the extension for free if you go to evyai.com. And do you see the way it wrote 7 prospecting tips? Guys, tell me in the chat how long it took me to write this. 7 prospecting tips for small business owners on LinkedIn. Are you a small business owner looking for best appointment booking on LinkedIn? Look no further. Here are 7. Number 1, optimize your profile. Number 2, leverage your network. Number 3, join relevant groups. Number 4 is personalize your connection requests. Number 5 is share valuable content. That's the one I'm sharing right now, how to do this with AI. Number 6 is use advanced search. Number 7 is follow up and nurture your relationships. Now it's your turn. Which of these prospecting resonates the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule this right in here in LinkedIn. I'm going to schedule it for, let's say, 10 p.m. tonight on the 21st. I'm going to press next. I'm going to press schedule. And you're going to see that post go live tonight at 10 p.m. How cool is that? Right, guys, write cool in the chat if you think that's cool.
I'm going to say it out loud. That's amazingly cool. And knowing you as I do, that's pretty darn close to your voice.
Yeah, it's very, very close to my voice. And it's also very easy to do. It's like, you click a button and then boom, there you go. And we're going to keep improving it more and more and more as time goes on. But I see John Hill said very cool. I see Michael said very cool. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, everybody else. I see Facebook user. Okay, so now here's another thing that you want to do to
wait. Before you go on, Joe, how long would that have taken you to write if you had written that by hand? I know you're prolific and you're fast, but how long do you think that post would have taken you to write if you had to do it on your own?
So I wrote this post here on my own. This took me about 45 minutes to write.
That post would have taken you 45 minutes?
That post would have taken me 45 minutes to write, yeah.
Wow.
And I can time it because I have to sit here and write 2 lines and then think about what am I going to write next, and then I erase it, and then think about what am I going to write next, and then think, and then procrastinate, and then whatever, and then I go on to the next thing, and then I come back to it, and then I read it again, and I messed it up. Yeah, and then I get into my head. By the way, does anybody ever get into their head when they're writing?
You mean the little voice that calls us an idiot?
The little, oh my God, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You know what, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second, and then I'll reshare it again, just to kind of show you an article that I wrote today that I actually did not use AI to write that article. So I'm going to actually share my screen again right now and just kind of show you, share screen, and I'm going to share this screen right over here. So can you guys see this screen? This is a Google Doc. This took me 45 minutes to write. This took me 45 minutes to write this little article over here. You see that? Now, I'm going to be sharing this as soon as this post is over. As soon as we're over, I'm going to be sharing this on LinkedIn, and you guys could go to joelinkedin.com to check it out. But I actually had AI take that entire article that I wrote myself and then make FAQs that are SEO friendly for the bottom of the article. So it took the whole article, summarized it into questions and answers that are SEO friendly. So you can use AI to spin your article. So you can actually write stuff and have AI take your voice and spin that stuff into many different formats. Really, really powerful.
Incredible. And that really did only take about, I'd say, 10 seconds to load once you put in the parameters.
So think about volume. You know, I know you talk about this a lot when it comes to like being successful with prospecting. There's a numbers game, you know, reach out to 100 people a day or whatever it is. Most people on LinkedIn post maybe once a year or twice a year when they get excited about it or something happens in their life, they change their job or whatever. What I'm telling people to do is post every day. Use Evy AI, EVYAI.com, and post every day. And like I said, you said this, it's free to try it out. If you want unlimited content, I'm not going to pay for your unlimited content, so you can invest in it. It's very affordable for a year's worth of content. It's less than a cup of coffee for a day for a month. It's very affordable, but I have to pay for every word that comes out of the AI's mouth. And so, you know, you have to, I'm going to pass along some of that cost, but I made it so affordable because I really want to impact people. And so this is the story. This is what it is. The second thing I want you guys to do, I'm going to tell you 6 things real quick, but the second thing I want you to do is I want you to leave comments. So this woman here might be a potential client of mine. So in order for me to stay top of mind, you see she has no comments. Jeff, can you see she has no comments on the post? It doesn't say any comments here.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on comment. Now, if I had to think about what to say, I would have to click on see more, read the whole post. It would take me about 5 minutes to read the post. And then I would sit here, click on the little comment, and I would just write up the comment, which would take me another 5 minutes. That would be 10 minutes. In this case, AI just literally read it in a second. And then I said, it's wonderful to see your commitment of self-care and mental health that can impact others. Now I'm going to tag her so she gets notified. And it's going to say balancing love and impact can be challenging, but it's crucial to avoid burnout. Prioritizing self-care, blah, 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 will help you. Remember to take time for yourself. I'm going to take out remember to take time for yourself. And I'm going to say, thank you for the reminder to smell the roses. Okay. And I'm going to put that over there just like that. And I'm going to write boom because that's my style. But you see, I edited it just a little bit and I press post. So this whole thing takes 30 seconds instead of 10 minutes. If I had to do that 10 times a day, which I recommend leaving 10 comments a day, it would take me 3 minutes to do. So, you know Ira Zlotowicz, right? He has no comments on this post. I'll be the only person that comments right now. This is 23 minutes ago. He's going to get a notification inside his cell phone that I left him a comment. Wow, blah, 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 blah. It's exciting to see how you revolutionize information. Kudos. I'm going to say, looking forward to reading the whole article. You are the man. May you be blessed. Now, if I just wrote, you are the man, may you be blessed, it wouldn't be as impactful as this beautiful, well-written comment. You see that?
That's awesome, Joe. By the way, that first lady who you said it might be a prospect for you, the power of networking is I actually know Marusha, and I could introduce you to her.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And you introduced me to Ira.
I did. And he became a client of yours, which is amazing. And he was so happy that the employees of Ira that you trained till today still talk about your training. That's how effective your training is.
It's amazing. Michael North has a question for you. Why do you say he will get the post to his cell phone?
Because 58% of people use LinkedIn on their cell phone. And so whenever I leave a comment, they leave notifications on because people are ADD that way. They love seeing their notifications. You know, I would tell you that Rachel's also going to get it on their cell phone. You know, this is very, very powerful. Very powerful stuff. And this is a Vistage, a person that's a Vistage person. So don't miss out. I was a member for many years and it changed my business for the better. Okay.
Now, so from a prospecting standpoint, Joe, when we're responding to people's posts, how does that help us?
Well, the way it helps you is that you're staying top of mind with your prospects. So Rachel's a prospect for me. Okay. She's also a referral partner. When I leave a comment and I'm one of the only people that leave a comment, do you see that? I'm one of the only people that leave a comment, and especially if I leave a well thought out, well written, organized comment, she respects me more. And then she wants to refer business and do business for me. If you're a lot of the times a lead will call me, a salesperson will call me, but I don't know who they are. But could you imagine if I commented on your post every single day for 3 months and then I called you? You would pick up my phone so quickly and you would listen to me because you want me to keep commenting, because that's what influencers want. That's what influencers want. They want you to keep commenting. I got a text from Ramon this morning telling me, Joe, let me know what I can do to add value to you. I see you in my comments every day. I really appreciate that. I'm the only one commenting, but I'm doing it because he gets in front of 1 million people every single year and speaks as a celebrity CEO, and he has a massive conference. I want him to promote Evie AI. So guess what he's going to do? He's going to promote Evie AI in November because I told him that's what I'm looking to do. And now he wants to make me happy because
Nice.
that
Nice.
is the key. And so if I make $1 million off doing this, you guys can make $100,000 off doing this. This is not rocket science. This is clicking buttons. I'm literally clicking buttons like a minion. Has anybody here watched the Minions? I love the Minions. I love, love, love the Minions. Very powerful.
Got it. Okay. So we should be doing that. What else? You said there were 6 things. I think that
There are
was
6
3.
things. The other thing that I want you to consider doing is sending connection requests to people. So when you're sending somebody a connection request, let's say, for example, I'm scrolling down and I see this guy over here is doing a whiskey tasting and he could be a potential client for me. So I'm going to click on his name. It's going to load up his profile as soon as it allows me to click. Once it loads up his profile, let me see. I'm going to click on this profile over here. That one didn't work. But let's say I wanted to connect with Shannon. One of the most important things when you're connecting with a prospect is to customize your connection request. So I'm going to press add a note. And for me to sit down and start thinking about what to write here is very difficult. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Evie AI to just generate an invitation note that is custom. I don't have to type her name up. I don't have to tell her what she does for a living and why I'm impressed with her and all the things we have in common. Evie AI does that for me. And now I have a customized connection request that I send, and it's 10 times more likely that she's going to accept my connection request and we're going to build a relationship. That's the third thing I recommend doing. The fourth thing I recommend doing is sending out messages. If I want to send a message to somebody, let's say, for example, I want to reply to this message, I just click on my Evie AI logo here, and it'll just reply. She blessed me. I blessed her. It'll read our blessings back and forth. Now I have an entire reply over here that's so powerful. Now I can delete half of this reply here because it's way too long. Way, way, way too long. And I'll say, I appreciate your kind words and blessing. Okay, so I'm just going to do that, and that's it. But as you can see, it replied with a whole long thing. She blessed me. I blessed her. We're having blessing party. That's powerful. So if somebody reaches out to you using direct messages on a daily basis, can be really, really powerful. And with AI, it's just a click of a button. The other thing that I want you to consider doing is leaving recommendations for people. So if you go to Jeff Goldberg's profile, and I highly recommend everybody do this, you go to his profile. If you're connected to him, you have the opportunity to leave him a recommendation. By the way, guys, are you connected to Jeff Goldberg? I'm curious to know. In the chat, go ahead, say yes, I'm connected, or no, I'm not connected. If you are connected, I would recommend leaving him a recommendation. Let me see if I've left him one already. I already left him one over here. I'm just going to take this I'm basically going to tell it to rewrite the recommendation. I'm going to press recommend Jeff, and I'm going to say that Jeff was a client of mine, and I'm going to give him one for the video cast and podcast because he probably doesn't have one for that. I'm going to press generate, and what it's going to do is it's going to generate a recommendation based on the fact that I was on his podcast several times. I'm going to press insert. I want to recommend Jeff Gold for his exceptional skills as the host of the Sales Blah Blah Blah. Jeff is and I'm going to delete all this. Well, I can leave all this content. He captivates his audience with blah blah blah. His ability to connect with guests. I highly recommend outstanding contributions as a podcast host. Blah 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 blah. In conclusion, I highly recommend blah 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 blah. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Wow. Now I have to write a thank you note to Evie AI for this beautiful recommendation.
No, what I can do is I can sit down and edit the whole thing, but now you have a new recommendation on your profile. One of the reasons why you want to be doing this is because when you have recommendations on your profile, it's life-changing. Life-changing.
Speaking of that, Joe, I was told that 50 is the magic number, that when you can get up to 50 or more recommendations, that it's really powerful.
I would say 3 is the magic number for most people. Most people don't even have 3. So start with 3. Yes, if you have 47, get to 50. If you have 50, get to 100. If you have 200, I have 400. My goal is to get to 1,000.
Got it.
Yeah. So,
what's next in terms of prospecting?
Okay, the next thing that you want to do is you want to optimize your profile. So if you go into your profile and you click on the little pencil next to where it says about, you can click on the Evie AI logo and it'll rewrite your whole profile. You just click on this little button here and it'll rewrite your profile in a way that may really stands out. Most people are not doing that. And so if you create posts, if you engage, if you send direct messages, if you send invitation notes, if you recommend people, and if you optimize your profile, if you do those 6 things every single day, and at least 3 of them you do on a regular basis, you're much more likely to be successful. So if you want to sign up to evyai.com, I highly recommend it. Go to evyai.com, and we could drop that in the comments for you guys. And if you want to learn how to use AI, we have a course, newaicourse.com. And if you want to connect with me, you can find me at joelinkedin.com, JOE LinkedIn.com. Jeff, thank you so much for having me on the show. Really appreciate it. And
Joe, do you have to go right now? I hope for another 15 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm not sure that I need to go. My assistant told me she's waiting for my 4 o'clock, but the person didn't show up, so it's fine.
So I appreciate that. One of the things you showed us in the class on Navigator was how to create an ideal client profile. Are you able to share that with us?
Of course. If you want to create an ideal client profile using, for example, ChatGPT, the first thing you need to tell it is, who is your ideal client? If you don't know who your ideal client is, ChatGPT is not necessarily going to be able to figure out your ideal client. But I would recommend writing everything about your business that you know and feeding it to ChatGPT and ask it, hey, can you help me identify potential ideal clients? And it'll give you a list of potentials. Once you know who your ideal client is, you want to feed ChatGPT, what are the needs of my clients and what are their goals? What are their fears and what are their dreams? And you sit there and you feed him all the information. Now ChatGPT has an entire chat with your business, who your target market is, what are their needs, what are their goals, what are their fears, what are their dreams. Once you have all that information, you can tell it, hey, ChatGPT, act as a professional prospector in sales and help recommend an ICP, an ideal client profile for me to use on LinkedIn. And that is a game changer for you. If you do that correctly, that's a game changer because it literally lists out all the criteria that you need.
Yeah, that was an eye opener when you showed us that, because you took us through, I think, through about 7 or 8 different iterations. There was one, and then ChatGPT would give us an answer, and then you would come up with the next one. It was just really amazing to watch. So you really have to understand not just that ChatGPT can work for you, but how do you instruct it to do that? You're actually telling ChatGPT how to do it. Yes.
Yes, 100%. You have to instruct it on how to do that. Somebody said, can you put the website he mentioned here in the comments? So I mentioned Evie AI, www.evyai.com. I mentioned newaicourse.com. That's www.newaicourse.com. I mentioned joelinkedin.com, www.joelinkedin.com.
I got you up here.
And I mentioned ChatGPT, which is openai.com. That's openai.com. And you can click on ChatGPT there. If you're not sure how to use these tools, that's why we created an amazing course that has 1,000 ChatGPT prompts built into it.
Just amazing. And we could use this even for creating scripts if you wanted to have scripts that for emails, or let's say somebody was trying to do some cold calling and they just have no idea what to say. Can you show us quickly in ChatGPT? Can you share your screen and show us?
Of course, I can show you. Yeah, let me share my screen right now.
And if your client shows up, if your prospect shows up, let me know. I'll let you out of here.
Okay, yeah, I think they're logging in now, but let me show you this and then we can wrap up.
Fair enough.
Share a screen. Share screen. Okay, posting frequency. Let me do this. Okay, so let's say you're in ChatGPT. This is what ChatGPT looks like. I actually gave it this whole article, and I told it to write a post about this article. You see the way I wrote a post, and then I said, create a post with a hook, main points, a paragraph, and then it basically did this in a terrible way. And I totally changed that like that. So I'm going to press new chat, and I'm going to say, act as a professional expert LinkedIn sales, a sales coach, and create a cold calling script for me to use to call on sales coaches to offer them my AI software. Now, I have to tell it about my AI software, right? So
Okay.
I'm going to go to my AI profile. So I actually have an AI profile. You see that AI profile? And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab information about my AI software that I already wrote up. And you guys have to do this as well. Okay. And I'm going to paste it in here and let's see what it does. Because if I don't give it this information, it's not going to know what to write. It's just going to write a generic thing. Hello, my name is from Evie AI. I'm reaching you out to specifically to professionals like you in the sales and coaching industry. May I take a moment of your time? Sure. What's this about? Okay, as a sales coach, I imagine that your clients understand the importance of LinkedIn as a key networking tool. However, it's time consuming from the content creation and engagement profile. Would you agree? Yeah, sure. Um, that sounds about right. Well, that's where Evie AI comes in. We developed an AI-powered tool to tailor-made to revolutionize professionals on LinkedIn. Picture having a suite of AI tools that help you create personalized content. Blah, 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 blah. Does it sound intriguing? Yeah, tell me more. Okay, well, at Evie AI, we do intelligent commenting, AI-generated content, smart replies, connection nodes, profile optimization. All the best. Da, da, da. That sounds handy. Okay, reinforce credibility, call to action, and conclusion.
Wow. Wow. Just
Can
wow.
you use more simple language for this script and keep each response shorter? Let's see what it does. Okay, so you see the way it's doing it? It's making it simpler. Got a minute? I got something sales coaches like you. Sure, what's up? LinkedIn's a great tool, right? It's a lot. Yeah, totally. Well, we made an AI tool for that. How? Boom, 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 boom. Sounds good.
Incredible.
You see, it
Just
even knows who
incredible.
made the thing. Calls to action, conclusion. Now, if you want to tell them what the issues are, you can say, what are some of the common issues that salespeople face, sales trainers and coaches face on LinkedIn with their clients? And it's going to give me a list of the common issues, and then I can incorporate that into my script. You see that?
It's fantastic.
So once you have all those issues, all those pains, all those goals, all those things all written out, then you can create scripts and you can create emails and you can create all the different things that you need to create, and literally in seconds. And like I said, we have over 1,000 ChatGPT prompts that we give our students in our course. So if you want to learn how to do this and you want all the different prompts for every possible scenario for things related to sales and marketing, then you want to grab the course. And if you haven't tried out Evie AI today, I highly recommend it.
And again, there's a free version that they can use, and then there's a paid version if they want to upgrade.
Thank you for having me. Guys, I have a question for you. Would you like me to come back and show you even more ChatGPT tricks inside the Sales Pro Network? Because I have a feeling that we should do an hour-long program in September, but you have to invite 10 of your friends to the Sales Pro Network in order for that to happen. So if you want me to come back again, just write 10 in the chat and send them this episode. Send them to LinkedIn Live. Send them this episode, because this is one of the most powerful episodes. And I want to make sure that we can help more people create scripts, write content. Because I want to talk about, you know what I would want to talk about in a future episode, Jeff?
Tell me.
I would want to talk about how do you create email automations as a sales rep?
Ooh,
And
that would be very powerful.
how do you create search criteria for LinkedIn Sales Navigator so you can find your ideal clients using AI to help you figure out what filters to use? How do you create in-person, like trade show material? How do you create lead magnets for prospects? All that type of stuff. So put 10 in the chat if you're interested. I'm curious to know who's interested, and let's see if we can grab 10 people, bring them all together. 10 is a minion, and we spoke about minions before. So we got to wrap it all up with a minion.
Different type of minion. Thank you so much. Hold on before we go. Michael Norris says, oh my God, mind blown. And Val says she'll invite 100. Believe me, when Val says she'll invite 100, she'll invite 200. I guarantee you. Thank you so much, as always, my friend, for your brilliance and sharing it generously with us. I appreciate it. Guys, obviously, we should all be using AI for sales. And I'll end as I always do. Please remember that sales is a game of making things happen. So get out there, make sales happen, and do it with the help of OpenAI. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you on Friday. We're not doing a live interview this week. I'm doing a training on stream of consciousness brainstorming. In other words, using your brain instead of AI. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one.
All right, bye.